Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the prison called life. This is DeadMf. We are back again in the prison called life. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are doing well. I've been quiet for a little while, but we are back again now. We are back again. So this video is gonna be about pro-mortalism, and I got a video request about pro-mortalism, and pro-mortalism is basically the belief that it's much better to be dead than to be alive. Instead of being pro-life, you're now pro-death. You don't see death as a negative thing. You actually view it as a really good thing, because when you're dead, you don't have to deal with the stresses of this world. And I know people will say, how do you know how do you know that when you die you won't be in a much worse state than being on earth? And the truth is, nobody knows. But the way I see it, we're already in hell. So you can't tell me that after this there's another hell waiting for me. Hell no. After this there has to be a state where I don't see any of this. There has to be a non-existent state. I got attacked for this a while ago when I said that death is the true liberator. Death is the one that frees you from all this bullshit called life. I mean, look what's happening right now between Palestine and Israel. It's another war. It's human nature. We can't help going to war with one another. We can't help competing with one another. We can't help comparing, against each other. We can't help it. It's in the blood. It's how we're wired. We're selfish. We're greedy. When push comes to shove, people will save themselves. We're friendly when everything is going good, but when things start getting bad, we will see the true spirit of the human nature. We will see that it's a dog-eat-dog world. So, and we don't tell the kids the truth, man. We don't tell the children the truth. We tell them that, listen, when you come here, you can be whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. But is that the truth? Most people, they never imagined, oh, there would be a janitor, or working somewhere for a low wage, Most people, they thought they were gonna be superheroes. They thought they were gonna save this world. They thought they were gonna be the richest man alive. But that didn't happen, Because majority of life depends on luck. Most people won't believe it, but in most cases, not in most cases, in all cases, it really depends on luck. Where you end up in life, it depends on luck. It's about who you know, where you are. Is it the right time? Is it the right place? Are you born in a well-off family? Are you intelligent? That's luck. Intelligence comes with luck. You can't choose to be intelligent. You're either born intelligent or you're born a dumb fuck. That's how life works. And one thing about life is that it guarantees you more suffering than more pleasure. It's more negative than positive. It's much easier to destroy something than to build something. The process of building something. When you want to build something, it's much quicker to do it. No, it's much slower to do it. It's a slow process when you want to build something. But when you have to destroy it, I mean, man, it only takes a few seconds, It's like, for example, I'll give you the easiest example. It's like growing a YouTube channel. It's a slow process to do it, but when you want to delete all the hard work you did, all you have to do is just push a button. Poof! All the hard work is gone. Just like growing a tree. You water it, you take care of it. And if somebody just wants to cut it, they bring that chainsaw, they just cut it. So I don't get why people advocate for this life, man. I don't get why people give this life such a good PR push. They give it a good image. Life is beautiful, life is all that. Of course, there are aspects that make life beautiful, There are moments where you will experience happiness, true happiness, and you'll say, life is good. But there will be moments where you realize that life is not so good. And those parts, according to my experience and my own knowledge, they are not equally measured, Life is more negative than it is positive. That's just a fact. So it's much better to never have been. It's much better to not have existed. People can say, oh, you never know what you could be, but what about what you won't be? You never know what you could be. Would you rather take that risk or not take the risk at all? If I had a choice, I wouldn't have chosen to come here. But I'm sure most of us would have chose to come here because of curiosity, We would have liked to know, oh, I want to experience how life is. I want to experience the Matrix, And then you realize it's just a fairy tale. This life guarantees you taxes, it guarantees you oppression, it guarantees you pain, it guarantees you depression. And people numb the pain with alcohol, drugs, and all sorts of other substances. What else can they do? This is life, This is life. So, pro-mortalism, it hits the nail on the head, man. It really does. It tells you to be dead is better than being alive. And it's what I've been saying all along. People want to know, how do you escape the Matrix? How do you do that? And the truth is, to escape the Matrix is to essentially escape the world. And you can only do that by dying. There is no other way. Making enough money is not gonna save you. It also has its own problems. Poverty also has its own problems. But some people rather choose to be rich than to be poor, So I'll say it's much better to be rich than to be poor. But all of those things, they all have their own consequences. They all have their own problems. That's why there's some problems termed as rich problems, But yeah, man, I wouldn't choose to be here if I had the choice. But I'm here now. Most people will say, well, why don't you kill yourself already? I don't feel like doing it. Besides, I'm a coward. I can't do it, Because I have to think about the pain that it's gonna cause other people. So it's much better that I be here and I thug it out, Because I'm a coward. Killing yourself is not easy. Those people who really do commit suicide, those are really brave souls. Those are people who are really brave. If we're just being honest. So I can do it. I've tried to do it. It didn't end well, so I quit. I'm a quitter. But it's much better to be dead than to be alive, man. Honestly. I mean, you have to think about what's going on in Palestine right now. You have to think about that stuff, the bombings, Losing your friends, losing your families over some bullshit. The stuff they're fighting about, it's not important at all. It's all about power control. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about human beings. Nobody does. We don't give a fuck about each other. We don't care about each other. All we do is compete against one another. Do I want to be in a world like this? Do I want to be in a world that forces me to be somebody I am really not? You know, you have to think, is this the kind of world that we want to bring our kids into? Is this really the kind of world that we're building? Where we just make shit up. We just make taxes. We make the economy. If we really cared about each other, there wouldn't be such a thing as money. We would all be working together for the good of our communities. You wouldn't need to be paid for that. You would do something because you know it's gonna benefit another person, not because you're gonna get money out of it. But you know, as human beings, we want incentives. You know, we've seen what money can get you. We've seen the power money can give you. And that's exactly why this system will never change. So, this is not a world, man. This is not a world I would want to be in if I had the choice, you know, to choose. Do you want to go there? I would say no. But like I said, out of curiosity, most people would say, I want to give it a chance. I want to give it a go. You know? So, pro-mortalism hits the nail on the head, man. Much better to be dead than to be alive. This is DeadMf, and I'm signing out.